G'day everyone, I'm the Red Scar and this is Red Scar Gaming. Today we'll be having a game of Historic with my Orzhov Auras deck. It's essentially based on one of the precons you can actually buy in a physical form. It's very low to the ground, pretty small creatures with low cost auras that can, at least potentially, make some very large creatures very quickly. That's not a great hand though. Yeah, hopefully you get to see what I mean. But it can be a very good deck under the right circumstances. I'll keep that. I've had better, but that's alright. And I will drop the plains because I don't think I'll need it in a hurry. This deck can run off 2 lands. I would prefer a third and or a fourth, but I can actually be a bit of a threat with 2 lands. In fact, I think I've won a game with 1 land, but I maybe just got a bit lucky there. Okay, I'll start with Bright Club Pathway. It's almost mono white, but there's enough black spells in there that I have Godless Shrine and all that sort of thing. Yeah, once again, it's based on the precon that you can buy in your local gaming store, and which is my version of it at my local gaming store is doing very well. Thank you very much. In fact, despite being a pioneer precon, it's winning a lot of games in modern. So, and yeah, look, I know I'm not. I know I'm not in a group of Pro Tour winners, but I'm still pretty happy with how well it does. This deck also has a bit of life gain, which, yeah, it isn't my win con, but it does help. I'm yet to see a situation where it's bad to gain life. Light Pause is a fairly new addition to this deck, as far as I'm concerned, and so far it does quite well. Well, she does quite well. Anyway, the Fox. Yeah, I don't know if it's a he or a she. Call me an idiot, but anyway. Okay, so all the glitters will go on Light Pause, making, I think it's a her, I don't know. And I'll take action. So her ability is basically I can tutor for an aura that in this case costs 2 or less, and I can attach it to her. I will do Griff's Boon, that'll give her flying and a lot more attack defense. In this particular case, my opponent can chump block, and I will not be surprised if my opponent can chump block for a little while, actually, because you don't normally play Ornithopter without the ability to chump block for a while. Now, I've got to remember what that does, because that has actually been a threat to me occasionally. Oh, that's right, yeah, it has activated abilities of all the creatures in there, which in this case is Gristlebrand. But on 5 life, he's going to have to win this turn, because Light Pause can do some stuff. While in this situation, with the right card, he can destroy target creature. Although, if I had the land open, yep, okay, that'll do it. Yeah, if I did have the land open, I would have just given that, yeah, protection from red. But it is only turn 3, so I am pretty happy with this deck so far, or this match I should say so far. I think at this point, drawing another land would be nice. Yeah, though I don't really need it though, and I certainly don't need another 2 Elseeds. I'd keep pronouncing that wrong, but anyway. Sentinel's Eyes is actually very helpful here because I don't normally have many creatures out, so the fact that it has Vigilance means that I can attack and block and get away with all that sort of caper. And yeah, the lifelink certainly helps. Though I have a feeling that this deck is going to be quick enough, potentially quick enough, if you can play the likes of Gristlebrand to do, 20 damage in one turn with the right combo, but I just can't think of what it might be off the top of my head. And my opponent, Hangerback Walker. Okay, now I do know what this deck does. In fact, I versed a variation of it in a modern tournament on Thursday, so I suspect that the modern version will be slightly more powerful than this one. But it was still pretty threatening, and I did verse it with essentially this deck, so my opponent did win, but let's put it this way, he didn't win straight away. I was pretty happy with how I was doing. It's basically what I need at the moment. Oh, that's not going to do it. What I need at the moment is to be able to just do that extra 2 damage. I'll just play another Alcid of Life's Bounty. I'll leave the mana open so I can give it protection from whatever the colour might be, in this case red. It's not going to help in this particular case, just because he has got enough instant spells to get rid of that. So I'll play the other Alcid. Because at the moment he can destroy either of them if he wants. I prefer he doesn't, of course, but that's alright. See, it looks like the at least version of this deck that I'm versing by I should say my opponent's name, Capybara Tank. Anyway, my opponent, seems to be playing a bit more of a control version than... Oh, and Affinity, okay. Yeah, this is... compared to the modern version of this, which, I know is a little bit... of a stretch, but, this seems to be a bit more control than I am used to, if that's the word. Okay, that's another land. That's good. It's not going to... it's not going to be exactly what I need at the moment. Abiding Grace is a really useful card in this deck because I've got a lot of 1-drop creatures, and a lot of them are like Elcid. Gives me some form of protection. Though, against Agatha's Soul Cauldron, as I learned on Thursday, basically stops me using that card effectively. Though it still gains the 1 life, which, I know is not 10 life, but it certainly helps a bit. Gain 1 life. And in a similar fashion to the modern deck of versus Thursday, a lot of this is artifacts. And Alcid of Life's Bounty I can't sack for protection from colourless. It has to be a colour. So, they're not useless, but not exactly most helpful. My opponent will be attacking for 18, 21, it's 4 lethal. I think my opponent's got me, maybe not this turn. Yeah, depending on what I draw, I think my opponent has me, but we'll play it out just to see what happens. Yeah, okay, he might just attack for the with the 1 that I can't block, and do it again next turn. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't matter, does it? Because, yeah, he can just hit me, and, yeah, good work. Yeah, he hits me for 10, I block any 2, and he does the rest of the damage, so good work. Now, sideboarding with this deck, at least with my experience, is not terribly good. I may have to rely on Trapped in the Tower, and feel free to have a quick look at my deck list as I think about what I want to sideboard in. I probably need to work on this sideboard a little bit, but we'll see how we go. Healer's Hawk is a good card to have in this deck. Just thinking my opponent doesn't have much by way of flying. I might even throw in another Healer's Hawk. And I fear that Abiding Grace is not going to be particularly useful because of that artifact that can exile things from my graveyard. So yeah, I'll get rid of Abiding Grace. I'll keep Lurus. Once again, not a win condition, but I'm wondering if I should keep Heliod, or put in Heliod, or how I'm going to put in Trapped in the Tower. Let's go. Yeah, because my opponent's got enough removal, maybe I'll get rid of 2 All That Glitters and 1 Ethereal Armor, because I'm not going to have as much as much opportunity to attack for big by the looks of it. So I might have to control. Yeah, see how we go. testing 1 2 3. That's a good hand. I'm sure I could have better, but it's not bad. So Caves of Koilos, El Cid of Life's Bounty, and next turn will be SRAM. SRAM is very useful in this deck. I wonder how much my opponent is simply playing Ornithopter and the like for the ability to chump block. And I'm wondering, should I play Hateful Eidolon, one of the few black spells I have in this deck. Ethereal Armor on top of El Cid will hit for a lot. Yeah, I might do that actually. Partly so I can get in either as much damage, which I don't think he's not, I think he will block this, but it'll gain me a fair bit of life from this attack. 4 life, I think, yeah. Either way. Yeah, he'll probably jump block this, but we'll see how we go. Actually, that's partly why he has a Thopter. Yeah, so we can sack that, create a 4/4. I have first strike anyway. Yeah, and next turn I can play SRAM. Hopefully I draw one of my 1-cost auras. But yeah, I don't want to have my fingers crossed for this. As much fun as this deck is, it is a little bit. There is a little bit required of my ability to draw the right cards at the right time. I mean, every deck's like that to some extent, of course. but it's probably one of the more I have to have these cards right now sort of thing, otherwise I'm not doing anything. It's certainly not a tier 1 deck, but it's won me enough games that I can be pretty happy with what's happening. Okay, so he's going to create that. I hope he blocks the Eidolon actually, and I'll Karametra's Blessing, keeping that thing alive. Now, my opponent is probably going to do... Okay, no, I was going to say he's probably going to do some sort of removal right now, but he just doesn't have the mana. That'll cost me 2. So yeah, if I go all out attack, I know he's going to block something with the construct, and he's going to chump block with Hangerback Walker. That's fair enough. Either way, I'll kill the construct with Iganjo. And I know it's not a huge amount of damage, but at least I get some damage through. Essentially wipe his board. He gets the Thopter, which will be very useful. So yeah, after this much exposure to this deck, he seems to be playing what would potentially be called a Thopter Tribal, because Retrofitter Foundry is pretty dang good. And it is from Commander 18 actually. That's probably why I haven't seen it very often. When he can do that twice if he wants. Now it does cost him mana to create a Thopter, doesn't it? Oh no, that's right. He can basically every turn play a Thopter for 3 mana. Is essentially what he can do. Which isn't super ideal, but I mean I'm sure my opponent will put up with it. There's Lurrus. Useless at the moment because I don't have anything in my graveyard. Now, I do have to be a little bit careful. I'm just wondering, do I want to attack all out? Because he may go 2 creatures, block. No, because one of them's a Thopter. He'll probably just sack that, create a 4/4 if I attack with everything. So he can still do that anyway, and he may chump block with it. Though I suppose he'll probably chump block with the what's that called? Neonate. Yeah, and because that has first strike, it's going to survive regardless of how he blocks. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he can chump block then sack it. Yeah, that's even better of him. I'm not quite sure why he's doing that at the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say I'm not sure why he's doing that at the end of my turn, but if he's sacking essentially a land for a 4/4, yeah, I suppose it's working well enough against me that I am not winning at the moment. Well, no, I think I am winning actually, but at the moment. But I'm not in the position where I'm just destroy target player. So, and he is attacking me for 8, though because I've gained enough life over the last, 5 turns, I can sort of just ignore that damage for now. All That Glitters, that's a great card to have. I will put All That Glitters on top of Lurrus and hope that he doesn't have Destroy Target Creature on him. So that now gives me 2 very large creatures. And he can chump block both of them if he wants, but he's sacrificing a fair bit on the chump block level. He can afford to just take it, but I don't think he will, because it's a lot of damage. Yeah, so he'll take 5 of it, I gain 7, which is almost as much damage as he can do anyway. I'll leave the plains in my hand, because my opponent doesn't know that it's a plains unless he's watching this video in the future. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he still sacked that though. Yeah, because it is shapeshifter, essentially. Yeah, there's a Baz. I would really like to draw Griff's Boon right about now, because that will, I'll equip that to either Lurrus or El Cid of Life's Bounty. That's not it, but anyway. Okay, let's go with, he can basically chump block to his heart's content at the moment. Damn. Yeah, if I get Griff's Boon, I've basically won. Which, yeah, will give me flying. Oh, that's right. He can grant... Yeah, for 1 white, he can grant something flying. Yeah, it... Sort of like I was saying before, I don't need many lands. These 2 are useless to me this game. And Hangerback Walker is not useless for him. For Capybara tank. If he's meaning to say Capybara, I think he spelt it wrong, but I mean, I'll assume there's some sort of end joke. I really don't need that many lands though. I may as well play Godless Shrine, tapped. And yeah, okay, so my opponent's holding me back, which this deck is not very good at doing, and I don't need lands. I really don't need more lands. So yeah, as I was saying before, he can basically pay, was it 3 mana? Yeah, he can basically pay 3 mana every turn, get a Thopter, assuming he's got everything out. And then the next turn he can make a 4/4 construct, essentially. And Faithless Looting, whoops, sorry mate, Faithless Looting is not the card he wants at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, a stalemate at the moment. May as well play Hateful Eidolon, because if he kills something, I get to draw lots of cards. In fact, I'm wondering, should I just attack with Alcid of Life's Bounty simply to get it killed, so I draw 2 now? I don't think I will, because it is a stalemate. My opponent, while he doesn't have a while he's not wasting his cards, he doesn't exactly have a win condition at the moment, whereas I can potentially just win by getting a Griff's Boon or even another All That Glitters or Ethereal Armor, which I'll note I just took out of my main board for this game. Yeah, if I get another one of those, I can make SRAM actually real big if I want to. Though I may apply that to Lurrus. Yeah, okay, I don't want him to play Soul Cauldron though. So he's got those as servos. He can make one of them a Thopter this turn if he wants. Yeah, I wouldn't attack either, mate. That's a bit dangerous. Yeah, it's a very stalemate at the moment. I don't need another Lurus, of course. I will play a Plains though. Usually, bright climb pathway just ends up as the white version, but I do need the black version occasionally. So, which is what Grim climb pathway. I really don't need any more lands, and another Lurus doesn't help. My opponent's probably going to sack a servo this turn it into a 4/4. Correct me if I'm wrong, not much he can do with my graveyard with the Soul Cauldron. That's a pretty good card. Okay, is he going to sack Mutavault? Yeah, he's allowed to. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's doing it though, because he's done that twice now. He'd be on 5 mana otherwise. And he's got servos here. Yeah, I'm assuming he's doing the right thing because he won the first game, so he's no idiot. I hope. And Hangerback Walker can be really good. Just for the record, my opponent playing the modern version of this had Hangerback Walker, Hardened Scales, which increases the number of 1/1 tokens on that, and I forget the name of the card. It's a 1-cost artifact. When something dies, you can transfer all the 1/1 tokens from it to that artifact, basically banking 1/1 tokens, or tokens of any kind actually. And it was a really good combo. He just basically generated 12 Thopters every turn, so yeah, it was quite a powerful deck. Yeah, I'd really like a Griff's Boon right now. That's not a Griff's Boon. May as well play him though. Yeah, I can't do much. The longer this game goes, the closer my opponent comes to winning. Though he's not going to do it very quickly either. How is he going to win this? He might be able to go... At this stage, he might just try and go create as many Thopters as possible, probably through Hangerback Walker. And basically fly over, maybe. Because as it stands, even 5/5 construct will essentially just gain me life. I really don't need more lands, fellas. Please stop drawing me lands. If I could go protection from artifacts with these guys, that'd be excellent. But it doesn't quite work like that. And I'll make Hangerback Walker bigger. Yeah, I think this game might go for a while. Yeah, so he's sacking that, get Thopter, and you can sack that, make a 4/4. Is my opponent going to run out of time? Might be the case. I hope I don't win like that. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the win by flying thing that I was suspecting before, but we'll see what happens. He's certainly not winning this turn as it stands. Yeah, though now that he's got a lot more cards though, he's what's his name? Is very useful with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Yeah, gains flying. Yeah, he's going to hit hard with the walker then, okay. Yeah, unfortunately there's nothing I can do about it just at the moment. And because he's got those Thopters, it's going to be a while before I get through him, even if I do draw Griff's Boon. Yeah, look, partly because this is not particularly entertaining YouTube, I'm just going to fold, because yeah, I don't think my opponent's going to win in a hurry, but yeah, look, I think he's probably going to win in the long run anyway. I'm just going to fold here, partly to make this YouTube video worth watching. I hope you learned what my deck does, and I hope you learned what my opponent's deck does. But I am folding. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope to see you next time.